But my first guest, Raven Harrison, is not going to deal with that specifically. But Raven, welcome back to the show. I wanted to talk to you because I saw this Dallas Charter Review Commission is considering allowing non-U.S. citizens to serve on government boards. Now, I've seen this in other jurisdictions, but this bad idea is finally coming to Texas. What do you think about this, Raven?
This is definitely symptomatic of the times we have. They just did this in California. They had a non-citizen who has been appointed to the Board of Elections to oversee American elections that they are not, quote, allowed to vote in, unquote. And she gave her speech in Mandarin Chinese. Of her, we assume it's a concession speech, but most of us don't speak Mandarin, so we don't know what the heck she said. And she's in charge of elections out in San Francisco, and this is where Texas wants to head. We've got a surplus of people coming across the border, and now we are just going full throttle toward communism.
Well, I also see this in the context of these other, whether it's laws that are passed or rules that are changed, or most recently the court decision that solidified illegals' right to carry weapons. And so they're sympathetic even to the Second Amendment when it comes to illegals, more so than us. What is their deal? What's with this latest push to give non-citizens all these rights and powers?
It is about the balance of power. So what you are seeing is as the greedy and the corrupt doing what they need, everything they can do in their power to hang on to their ill-gotten power. And when I say that, is to tell patriots not to be discouraged. I don't know who needs to hear this, probably the Supreme Court justice, but they don't have the right to set aside, they cannot legally set aside the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, because it doesn't suit the narrative. There's no such thing as illegal rights. The rights and privileges outlined in the Constitution are allotted to American citizens, not to people who feel and identify that they are American citizens, but people who are actually legal citizens of this country. So they can't give those things away. They are not able to give. There's no such thing as squatter rights and illegals' rights. There are no rights for people who have broken our laws illegally, and they cannot apply American citizens' rights to these people.
Well, Raven Harrison, when it comes to here in Dallas, the argument for allowing people on these boards, these governing boards, to be non-citizens, one of the arguments they have is there's a significant chunk of people who live in Dallas and work in Dallas and pay taxes in Dallas who are non-citizens. Yes, some are illegal, but a big chunk of them are legal too, and you shouldn't give them some sort of agency over their own experience here in Dallas. They don't have those rights?
No, but the rights are afforded. We have a lot of people who are waiting in line who've paid legally, who've waited, years to come here the right way. And so what happens to their rights? I mean, but until you put your hand on that Bible and swear that you want to be an American citizen, you are not a citizen. So the rights and freedoms are not afforded to you. People didn't die for illegal lawbreakers. They died for American citizens.
So what if it was only legal immigrants that they were allowing on these boards? Would you be okay with it then?
If they are legal, if they are here in this country legally, then, it would be, they're welcomed with open arms.
Fantastic.
But your American dream cannot start with breaking our immigration laws.
All right, well, tell me what's going on with Ravens Radar.
Well, Ravens Radar is on a hiatus while we're rebranding, and we're working on something really big right now that's going to be launching. We have a documentary that is releasing today, Ravenous, and it'll be on OAN and Newsmax, and it's going to be a great ride.
Wait, how come I haven't heard of this? Tell me about your documentary. What is it?
Well, it's coming out right now. We're going to give patriots the tools that tell them exactly how we're going to get this country back on track. So we're the teasers are starting to go out on social media, and it'll be releasing next week, and it's going to be quite the story. We're going to show people what's going on in America, and more importantly, how we're going to fix it this year.
That sounds great. You got to come back on the show and tell me about it when it comes out. I want a full review.
Would love to.
All right. And thank you so much for giving me so much time on the James Show here. You're on a lot, and I really appreciate that.
Thanks so much for having me.
This is Raven Harrison. You go to ravenharrison.com to look up more